Hey, it's me. Normally, when I do these things, it takes me like quite a while to get comfortable and get into it. And the reason for that is I sit here and I get like really scared about the start. And I've kind of worked around that today because I've taken some viewer advice, and the advice is start having guests on again. Today's guest is the King Charles Spaniel canine known as Doggo. Um, Anything you'd like to say? How would you like to introduce yourself? Okay, no idea if any of that went through. Um, have you ever been on a podcast before? Nice, nice. Um, what topics are important to you right now? What's going through your mind? I mean, right now this feels like the craziest post-sport analysis interview ever. And this could be a massive mistake if you go at, I don't know, if you go at the camera, if you go at the microphone, I'm in trouble. You're also going to make this incredibly difficult to edit around, Doggo. So I think what I need you to do is to get a lot of your answers right first time. Is that going to be possible? Okay. People have been really enjoying the kind of like uh, introspective, self-critical episodes I've been doing, where I've been doing them solo. Um, but then they also also they miss the funny episodes I do with guests. And is this going to be like a funny episode I do with guests, or is this going to be like a more introspective episode? Okay, okay. Well, you're the first guest who's ever like wrestled me on camera. Um, did I say something that kind of like made you angry? Okay, doggo. Um, we're good friends, right? Oh, what do you reckon? Do you think we're good friends? Whoa. Okay. Okay, now he's overexcited. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope that the beginning of this hasn't been too unintelligible. I'm going to attempt to keep this going for as long as I can. Normally, when I record episodes, what happens is that I start and I go, oh, this is going to be like a clean 20 minutes, okay? And then what happens, I sit down and I start trying to record, and um, I sit there and I'm like, okay, is this going to work all right? And oh, I'll just start talking about this topic. And normally, Doggo, I sit and I do like um, maybe, often I'll do like 40 minutes or something like that. Is that a time scale you're comfortable with? Or are you just going to wrestle me the whole time? What do you reckon? The laser-like focus that you have when you look at this thing. Dogs are pretty great. I feel like this is a real shameless tactic. It's the real shameless tactic of improving the viewership of this podcast is to somehow get a dog involved. Tell us about you have a mortal enemy. Anything you'd like to share? Um, Doggo, your mortal enemy is a fox, isn't that right? What do you like about foxes? Is there anything you like about foxes? Can we find common ground between you and the fox? I mean, currently, you just seem interested in getting this. There's like a little fluffy thing on top of the mic, normally like a little pop filter, and I was like, I can't put the whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, I can't put the pop filter on because that's going to look too much like a toy. But little did I know that it all seems too much like a toy. buddy, we were literally doing this because like 5 minutes ago, you were sat there all calm, and I was like, if you can do it, now's the time. Where's the toy? Get a toy. Come get a toy. We'll play with a toy. Bring a toy back. This is your episode. We can do whatever we want to do. It's your giraffe. Bring the giraffe. If you bring the giraffe, I'm gonna look like such a hero. Bring the giraffe. Oh my goodness. Oh, audio listeners, he bought the giraffe. Oh my god. He was a good boy. He was such a clever boy. Oh no, that's gonna be awful to listen back to, me doing my dog voice. The truth is, the truth is it's been a tough couple of weeks, and the thing I've been most surprised by, the issue I've had the most, is been working really hard, been getting stuff done, and then all of a sudden I've like stopped. And despite the best advice from friends and stuff like that, that's stopping, man. I mean, I don't think I think to call myself a workaholic, particularly when the title of this whole venture is Aim Low. Whoa, I think to call myself a workaholic would not be a good idea, and wouldn't be fair to myself. But it does seem a lot of my stress has been coming recently from like not working and having like stillness. There have been times I've tried to like lean into that a little bit as well. We didn't clap sync. We'll do that in a minute. We'll do it at the end. We'll onboard it. I've tried to like lean into that stillness with like meditation and mindfulness and things like that, or the bicycle's really good. I read that Robin Williams, the late great actor and comic, spoke about cycling as like a moving meditation, and so I've tried to tap into that a little bit and do journeys on the bicycle just because, and that has been really good as well. But there was a tool that arrived in my life that I did not expect would be so good and useful in helping me remain present. Doggo, do you know who the person and tool is that has helped me remain present the past few days? That's right. It is the dog. And the reason the dog is so good is they're just geniuses at in the moment. Lots of people love dogs. I don't think I'm breaking any news here. But he did a particularly special thing yesterday, which I think I'm going to talk about on what will now be a surprisingly short episode of this podcast, which was that we were out taking a walk, and I got a phone call from a friend of mine. Really cool friend of mine. You know who you are. Not just friend, I would say kind of like proxy mentor, and really good kind of just a great person to ask advice from or whatever. And we were chatting away, and I'm boring him with all the stuff that's going on with me, and I'm walking this dog at the same time. And in the middle of me boring him with what I feel are the like super complexities and realities of everything going on with me right now, which I may share, but I am going to put that behind a paywall because it's emotional and a little bit embarrassing, and so you can't have it for free, unlike this absolutely wild, chaotic content that we're dealing with here. Anything you'd like to add, Sir Christopher Doggo? Okay, yeah, we're just playing with the draft. So, I'm on the phone, I'm walking this dog, and I'm telling him, dude, I'm really stressed about this. Whoa, watch the cable. And I'm worried about how this is going to look, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of the walk, this tiny dog takes like the biggest shit you have ever seen in your life. I did not think so much poo could come from such a tiny little dog. And yet here we are. And he just looks at me with what I would describe as very sad eyes. Although it's hard to believe right now, given this vicious beast is in this mode. As if to both apologize for what I have to do, while also having it down as a thing. This is going to be insanely difficult to edit. This is going to be incredibly short. Go get it, bring it back. Oh, please don't knock over the camera. Please don't knock over the camera. Please don't knock over the camera. Oh, you're a star. You're such a good boy. He's scratching. All good? All happy? Go get it. So yeah, this is all he wants to do, this tiny head. He's just really good at... He eats when he's hungry. He eats when he's hungry. He sleeps when he's tired. There's two other thoughts that have been on my mind while I've been looking after this vicious animal. The first thing that I would say that I was looking at, I'm going to throw this before he attacks me again, is the idea that we take so much better care of other people than we do of ourselves. And that's absolutely true. And when I think about the pure archetype of this, I think about my mum, and it's something I try and remind her about a lot, that like even like things, people look after their cars better than they look after themselves. But dogs and pets, because they're particularly cute. Would you say that you're particularly cute? Right now you're coming across as a bit of a psycho. But dogs, because they're particularly cute, we would look after so much better. So, for example, I would never let this guy miss a meal, right? I'd never let you miss a meal. And I'd never assume that just because you ate in the morning or you did this, like I would never underfeed this dog on purpose. Or I'd never get so busy that I would let you miss a meal. Are you approving of that? You've sort of calmed down now that I'm talking about the F word in your food. I wouldn't dream of sticking this dog inside all day in front of the television. He's going to go and get a drink. That's a great thing. I should have water for guests, really, and not feed them out of a bowl in the corner of the room. I'd never think it would be healthy for this dog to stay in all day and stare at screens. And yet, I've definitely been guilty of thinking that's okay for myself. So it's a good kind of physical reminder of that, of how we would look after it. See, this is nice and calm. So is this what I need to do for all guests? You've calmly sat next to me now. You've had a drink. You've thrown and eaten the giraffe. And not only that, you're looking at the camera. Yet we're like 10 minutes into this episode, and now you're happy to be a good guest. I mean, you are a very good boy. I hope you know how good you are. And I'm talking about because you're a good boy, the way I would look after you. And I want to look after myself, Doggo, as much as I am looking after you. Where are you going? He's going to sit down. There he is. You were so beautifully over here, though. What went wrong? What happened? And I do. With lots of people I work with, I tell them that treat yourself as if you're a dog, Make sure you get out of the house. Make sure you eat at the same time every day. I thought this, actually, I was looking after him at Christmas. And I've got to admit, the Christmas just gone was a bit of a challenge and a struggle in a number of ways. And I bought one of those, like, big, huge bag of Doritos. And I was just chowing down on cheesy Doritos, and he was just staring at me in the way dogs do, similar to the way he's staring at me now. And I was like, dude, I can't give you one of these. They're not even really food. They're bad for you. You don't want them. And then realized how much I was shoveling them into my face and making poor diet choices. Yeah. I think you win the award, Doggo, for like most exhausting episode. I've never wrestled a guest before while recording. And I don't know if I covered any of the things I was going to hit. Looking after other people better than you look after yourself, particularly pets. In like the food choices or whatever, you're going to come and lie down and look proper cute now. Yep. Letting you out of the house. I think maybe it really is that simple. The idea of being happy in the pleasant moment. Oh, and also the idea, I think I started on it while we were wrestling with the giraffe. Eating when you're hungry, sleeping when you're tired. Now, I've been tracking my sleep, which is going well. But last night, because of the fox enemy that Doggo has. Now, this fox, to be fair, it's been strutting in the daylight, which seems particularly unkind. And I have a lot of affinity for foxes. I do see them as a weird sort of spirit animal, the fox. Yet even this fox, this big bad city fox that struts into the garden in the way of like a cartoon villain, would upset me as much as it upsets the dog. Yeah, dude, that was crazy. But I'm really happy we did it together. Is there anything else you would like to say just to close out the episode? Nothing at all. You're good. Ace, I was going to attempt, if he was this calm all the way through, I was going to attempt to talk about a book I'm reading at the moment and how it's been helping out with... I say book I'm reading at the moment. I do that thing where I will have a book that I then will dip in and out of, particularly if it's non-fiction, which this is. But I think next time, without the pooch around, I'm going to try and talk about how the book's been helping me and a weird thing that happened with it. And I will go into more detail of the emotional turmoil on another episode. Thank you for listening. Let's clap sync. Let's see what that does to him. I almost feel like clapping is going to just fire him up again. No, pretty good. Thanks so much. I hope some of that was intelligible.